Welcome please to the JVG podcast, where these G's are gonna spread their seeds of knowledge about the league. It's flourishing with these. These funny catchers seem to be well read, esteemed and honest. Like the man himself, Jeff Van Gundy. They are high IQ, so cerebral and funny. So if you're on the bus, just border on the dunny, listen to the
JVG NBA Tribute Show.
Alright, taking this again, episode 169 of the JVG Tribute Show.
Alright, and this is going to be a little sound check for me as well. That sounds a lot more normal.
Yeah, that looks better.
Should I even quiet myself down a bit?
Yeah, maybe a tiny bit, yeah.
Alright, let's chuck the gain down. Alright, hopefully that's better. Yes, 169, Marco and Lucas, and we're calling in Angus from across the pond.
Hello!
Angus is asleep. He is living in London. That wasn't him, although that is what he sounds like these days.
He picked up the accent real quick.
Yeah. But yeah, we organised this maybe a week or two in advance.
Yeah. The way too early hot takes,
yes,
which I feel like is probably the only thing we've actually done every year.
Yeah.
And it's a great episode. It's one of my favourites for sure.
Yeah, I re-listened to last year's episode and it was so good. It was like all of us were firing on everything. I think we went for like an hour 20.
Yeah.
And we were just on one. Like it was so good. Ned was in the background as well, adding his I think he had 4 or 5 features and they were all pretty good hits, all led to really good things.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, either this episode will be 15 to 20 minutes or it'll be an hour. And if it's an hour, it means that Angus has woken up.
Yeah, and we've recalibrated.
Yeah.
Got him on the Zoom call. Got him on the line. Got him on the Telegraph.
Yeah.
In re-listening to last year's episode, were we right about anything that stands out? Or would you rather save that for...
Well, I've got a... One's more of a theoretical one. Uh-huh. One's more of a conceptual one.
Yeah.
One of mine was the finals MVP isn't going to be their team's best player.
Oh!
And it was Jaylen Brown was the finals MVP. Is he their best player?
Nah, look. Like, you were right. You were 100% right with that prediction. Because it should have, like, by the logic of how the team is constructed, it should have been Jason Tatum.
Yeah, gotcha.
And yeah, like we can talk till the cows come home about who's actually better. But it's Jason Tatum is the best player on that team. The number one option type fella.
Yeah. And then one of the things Angus said was Jalen Johnson will have an MIP season.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe an MIP like level season, which wasn't correct, but Angus said he would average 15 points per game. He ended up averaging 16 points per game.
Really?
I could give him that. It's plus
100%.
or minus 10%.
And then like this year, he's probably one of the like MIP favorites.
Yeah, if he takes the jump from good to great.
Yeah.
Good to all-star. But other than that, I also said Dylan Brooks will rehabilitate his image to the wider audience, which I think he did for maybe the first half of the season. Yeah. But then plummeted again.
Yeah.
He also ruined in the Olympics as well.
It was so satisfying after like 15 games when he was shooting like 42% from 3 or something, and I was like, it's gonna what's the word?
Regress to the mean.
Exactly right. And it did exactly that.
Yeah.
Like, he shot like 28% over the last 15 games or something, and it was like, oh yep, back there at 33.
Yeah.
Just as it's written.
The gag where it's like dressing for my job interview, dressing for the downfall of Dylan Brooks.
100%.
But yeah, who have you been watching in the early season, Marco?
Oh God. Let me have a think. You've really put me on the spot here. All right, so watched some Timberwolves and Knicks, who were both,
part of the Timberwolves and Knicks trade.
Yeah, part of the Dante DiVincenzo trade. And yeah, I've had like some, like huge changes that obviously aren't gonna stick immediately.
Yeah.
I would say there was a lot of scary moments in that first Knicks game where you're like, oh my God, Mikal Bridges might just never make a jump shot ever again in his life. And he actually seems to be fine now. Like despite actually ruining his jump shot, like he was much more efficient in their second game. But yeah, I think I think both of these teams are going to take like a long time to figure out their offense. In particular, I think all the defensive stuff's fine. Although the Knicks kind of struggled defensively in their first game as well. But you know, it was against the reigning champions on ring night. But yeah, I mean, what have you thought about Julius Randle so far in Minnesota?
Yeah, look, I think the posture of the Wolves without Cat, it's so different. Like, the complexion of the team is just crazy. It's night and day. Like, this team changed dramatically from when they didn't have Gobert that last season without him, where they had, you know, the Kumbaya bench mob. They would go on a run seemingly every single game and just never look back. Then last season they were not completely different. They still had a lot of the same identity as the season before, but you know, they were integrating Rudy. But I feel like they were still quite similar to the season before. But as soon as Cat leaves that team, it looks entirely different now.
Yeah.
Like the shape, the the way they play, and just like what it looks like out there, it just looks completely different.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're gonna have to find a new identity.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine them winning a meaningful game for like 20 to 30 games.
Yeah,
I can't imagine them having like the Wolves game, you know? If they might beat a team that's good, but it'll be like a lot of the other team playing poorly as well. Yeah. It won't just be them like stomping on them. So yeah, I think the early returns for both sides kind of makes sense because the trade still would have been, it's probably not even a month old.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe just a month old.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the early returns are going to be pretty unders.
Yeah.
But I think both teams will figure it out. I think both teams, there is just so much talent on both of them.
Yeah.
That they'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's weird that they both. It's weird that the spacing looked worse on both teams, even though there was like a net zero for which players went to which teams.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. Part of the reason Mini looks so different is like having Cat on the floor and just being so used to having him on, you know, out there, and like just not just spacing the floor, but so happy to like take long range shots. Like there's, and then Julius Randle, like, he's not going to stand behind the 3-point line. Like, he might take threes, but he's not going to stand there. And he's going to have the ball a lot of the time. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, now we've got this entirely different sort of player that we have to move off of. But then it's like, Cat has gone to the Knicks and you're like, oh, great, well, there's like a great shooter on the floor. And then they just couldn't create open shots for themselves against Boston. Again, it's against Boston, who like, you know, are really good at denying that in teams. But you just have to put it down. This is so like the opposite of way too early hot take, which is perfect for this episode. Yeah, it's like you just have to give him time.
Yeah, definitely. I think the clear void for the Wolves, which is one of my way too early hot takes, which I'll save for the episode with Angus, what the take actually is, but it's born off of the fact that there's just no playmaking.
Yeah.
Like, there is just so little playmaking other than Mike Conley. I feel like you need more guys that are going to dribble and pass. You want Ant to dribble and pass off of his scoring. Yeah. But you want him to be a scorer. Like, I mean, fucking obviously.
No, but you're not like, all right, Ant, like, you know, call for pick and roll, run a set, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, like, drive to the basket and, like, cause a breakdown. Yeah.
You don't want to Devin Booker him like the Suns did last year. Like, Booker's a scorer, and it's so bad for the other team when he is. Yeah. I think maybe Randall could be a better playmaker.
Yeah. There was already some, like, just opening up shots for players in ways that I think they're probably not used to on that team.
Yeah. So I think that's something that he's going to need to bring, but I think they're going to need to bring some playmaking into the team.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't see, because I just don't see where that's coming from other than Conley in terms of pure playmaking.
Yeah, Joe Ingles, you don't think like 15 minutes a point a night?
Do you reckon he's playing 15 minutes?
No, man. Yeah. Absolutely not.
And then who left? Anderson, Cat. Yeah. Great passes. Monte Morris.
Yeah, but he was a bit of a nothing burger.
Relief backup.
Yeah.
Jordan McLaughlin, the relief backup to the relief backup. But these are where the passes are coming from, you know?
Well, like, Rob Dillingham hasn't played yet, and they're genuinely, like, they kind of want him to be. Oh,
Angus is
we have Angus on the line.
Angus said they just had daylight savings.
Wait, that can't be real. No way. Oh my god, yeah, it is. It's 8:40 in London. Oh, this is our fault.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, it's both of our faults, I suppose.
Yeah. I'm not in London.
Yeah.
Should we take a break and set up a Zoom call?
Sounds good.
All right.
You know, loves just talking about the league, certain things like that.
Lucas,
good.
happy birthday.
Thank you, much appreciated. Yeah, I think both pretty wrecked.
Yeah, big weekend.
Huge.
Yeah, we had boat party on Friday night.
I saw some of that. Whose boat party was it?
Me and Lucy. Well, we had it for our birthday 2 years ago, and it was really fun. And so we're like, we'll just organize it in a slightly better time of year. And it was like sunny but 17 degrees.
Yeah,
It was good, man. It was so much
Yeah,
fun.
it was so much fun. Yeah.
And then I did a few little other things throughout the weekend, like a couple of family things, and then we went to the pub yesterday.
Yeah.
And just did like a recovery beer, like a hair of the dog beer. It was good. It was actually had a fucking great birthday, man. It was really good. Oh, I had a housemate move out yesterday, and then I went for dinner at my mum's. And I was moving into the housemate's room, and I was going to do that today. But while I was at dinner, my fucking housemates moved all my shit from my room to the new room. So I came home and they just made the room. It was the best. It was such a relief, man.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was a fucking...
Who does that?
Best birthday present ever.
Yeah, oh my God, man. The shock, it was just such a relief. It was just so nice.
Yeah, sweet. What house are you in?
I live across the road from Eddie Gardens. I'm on Brunswick Street, 579A Brunswick Street.
Now, that's such a good spot.
It's fucking crazy. It's such a good spot. And yeah, the upgrading room is awesome. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next year or couple of years living there now. It had been good until this point, but yeah, it's definitely much nicer.
Yeah, your last room was
fucking hovel.
pretty shit.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, cool. So you guys got some hot takes?
Did you listen to last year's episode? Did you listen back to it?
No, I didn't have time. I was gonna do it because I've done it every other year.
Yeah.
But I should have listened to it, but I can't at work. I can't just put in headphones. And listen anymore, which is a bit annoying.
True.
Is this 3 or 4 now?
Yeah, what?
4.
This is 4?
That's crazy.
Wow. Oh, we were talking. So we're probably about 20 minutes into the pod now. Me and Mike.
10 minutes, yeah.
Well, including this.
Oh, yeah.
Because there'll be a
true,
bit. We'll use a bit of this.
I guess so.
I guess we'll introduce Angus, who you've probably been listening to for anywhere between 2 and 10 minutes. Angus, how you going?
I'm good.
You're awake now.
Calling. I hope I sound okay.
Yeah,
you sound fine. And yeah, thanks for getting up before 9 a.m. on a Sunday as well.
You guys fucking owe me.
Yeah. All right, we'll do the next one. What? 7 p.m. your time? What's that? 5 in the morning?
Yeah.
That should be
something like
I
that.
could fuck around with that.
Yeah.
Just get to work a little bit. Yeah, so I listened back to last year's episode. It was so good. We were fucking firing. It was funny as good hot takes and enough good and a lot of good chat around it. And we revisited if we got any right last year. I don't know if we did, but we can discuss this as a trio.
Yeah. I think one is good.
Okay.
We'll tell Angus what it is.
But you got one right last year for the season prior. So I feel like we're currently at about one a year. One way too early hot
That's
take
pretty good.
comes through. So one of mine was the finals MVP won't be the best player on their team. And it was Jaylen Brown last year.
That is such a good pick.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed I didn't listen back because that's right right on the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And then you had a Jalen Johnson one, which was he's going to be the MIP, which he wasn't. But then you said he's going to average 15 points per game, and he averaged 16. So that's a half point.
I think so. And then like he's now just an MIP, media favorite.
Yeah.
So you're a season early, man.
Yeah. You're
Although
way
early.
if he averages 15 points this season, he won't win MIP. Because he won't improve.
I thought I also had Wemby to get a 5x5.
Did he do that?
Which he did.
Oh, what?
Did he actually do it, or did he just get really close?
No, he did it. He did
What?
it.
Hang on, let me check this. I also should note, I've still got about 20 minutes to go on the podcast. Five.
But I'll listen later. Oh, wow. He really
does.
did. Far
Holy
out.
shit, what a stat line.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
As a rookie.
Fucking hell, man.
That's crazy.
I think
he's going to get us
like,
going. Oh, sorry.
I think he nearly did it like 2 games in a row as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no
yeah,
shit.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, he almost got it. I was like, oh, well, he's never going to get that opportunity again.
Yeah, good. Do you want to get us started for this? Yeah.
For sure. You guys know how I like to always start with picking a player's season opener, and that's going to be their average for the year.
Yeah.
Well, so this year I was actually kind of struggling because I was looking at like all the player stats, and I don't really like any of these.
Yeah.
But so I'm going with Trae Young this year. He's going to average 30, 12 assists, 5 rebounds, a steal, and a block.
Wow.
Okay.
Two-way trade.
And I think now that DeJounte Murray's gone from the Hawks, Trae's going to love it being the only superstar guard there.
Yeah.
And he's just going to be like, fuck it, and get a 30-12 year.
I honestly reckon he could get a 30-12 year. I don't think he will, but
No.
Those aren't the ones I don't believe he can get.
Right. Yeah, it's the 5 rebounds. And
It's the block.
it's the one block.
When I saw he had a block, I was very annoyed.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but yeah, you can't average 0 blocks. It's hard. It's hard to average the steals and blocks of your opening game of the season.
Yeah.
Could have done like Jordan Poole, 33 points, 12 assists, 4 steals. I think he's already loving being the only star guard in Atlanta. They actually look like just look reinvigorated. Like they look like they're much happier playing with each other.
Yeah.
And like Dyson Daniels is fitting in well. He's hitting threes. They seem to have accepted that Onyeka Okongwu's the best center on the team as well. Like, did he not miss it? I think did he go 11 of 12 in his first game or something? Had a pretty good 20-point double-double. Trae's happy.
Trae's happy.
The only Hawks I've seen this year was against the Nets, and I think I turned on in 2 different occasions where they had 2 different scuffles. So I haven't seen them play yet. I've just seen 2
Just seen Dyson Daniels punching on. Yeah.
I've seen 2 plays go to review, but it's when they were good a few years ago. They were very interesting to watch and they were fun to watch. And so, if a team with a similar base can regain that form, then it only adds to the show that is the NBA.
Too right. Lucas, you got one to start us off with?
I got one.
To continue us off with?
Let's go with the, let's stay on the box scores. And I reckon this was influenced by brother of the podcast, Jimmy, when he said, when's LeBron going to do it? When's he going to do it? And I reckon this is the season LeBron gets 27, 7, and 7.
Wow. I also had this.
No shit.
Yes, I had it written down. I was going to say it too.
No shit.
But why?
Yeah.
Just cause?
Guru, you take us away. Why?
Oh, no, you go. Yours. I'll follow up, but I want to hear your reasoning.
Well, I just think it's going to happen. Hang on. I'm currently on Zion Williamson's because something just popped up that we might have gotten another take right from last year.
Yeah.
Because Angus, you and I had the same take last year, which was Zion's going to play 65 games.
Played 70.
He played 70. So we got 2.5 as a collective.
Yeah.
And the one that we have the same this year is also a fatty boombar at the other end of his career. But I reckon LeBron 27-7-7. I think JJ will have it in his mind. I think he'll pull him if the game is done and he's on 27-7-7. And LeBron's played way too many games that it's got to happen at some point. And I think
statistically it has to, surely.
Surely, man. Like, surely it has to happen.
But like, he doesn't want it to happen.
Yeah.
He'll go grab that board. Like, he'll be like, no, keep me in, coach. Like, he'll get JJ fired if he makes him get 27-7.
Yeah. But I just reckon it's if you have a fucking 1,400 game career, it has to happen once. And that's it. It's just a numbers game.
Yeah, well, the way I think it's got to happen is like partway through the season, maybe the Lakers are slumping a little bit, and LeBron's going to see another player getting more attention than him, and he's not going to like it. So he's got to get it and bring it back to himself and be like, yeah, like finally did it for me.
Oh, Angus, that's such a good take. That's also similar vein to why you thought Dame was going to drop 70 a few years ago. You were like, they're going to start the season hot, then they're going to start being shit, and then he's going to drop it in some meaningless game. And then you were right on that. So hopefully you can be right again. And go on.
I feel like it could be like he's on 25-7-7. And they're blowing out some team, and then Bronny comes in. He's like, "Actually, keep me in." And then like Bronny throws him a lob, and then he completely whiffs on the dunk, breaks his leg, never plays a game of basketball again.
What a legacy!
Yeah. Nice. No pun intended, right?
Marco, what's your first one?
Oh, okay.
Pull it up.
These are all really good ones.
Pull it up, Jamie. Yeah, we got
Okay, I reckon that. Jordan Poole will finish top 8 in scoring. Alexander Starr will finish top 8 in blocks per game, and the Wizards won't win more than 13 games.
Oh my god, that's a 3-in-1. So top 8 in blocks.
Yep,
I like it. Poole top 8 in scoring. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Really?
Yeah, nah. And I think the Wizards will end on 12 wins. Yeah. So I think the last one is likely. But. Nah, I think Poole's the only unlikely one there. Are you saying that's one take, or is that 3 seconds?
It's one take, and the take is that like they'll both have really good seasons, and it just won't contribute to winning in the slightest. It's like Poole was incredible against Boston. He was so good, but like. Sorry. Those two individual players will have good seasons. Not Washington will have 2 good seasons. But yeah, I can just see him averaging like 27, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the result every game.
Okay, that'd be cool. That'd be fun to just watch out one good Wizard as a scorer.
He was confident as well.
Yeah, Gooey.
I think there's definitely a chance he can average 27, but I think just the way with scoring is now, that won't get him top 8.
True.
Oh, that's not a bad.
That's not a bad take either. Yeah.
That could be a take. The 8th highest scorer in the league will average 28 points per game.
Was that true? What was it last season? All right, I'm gonna
34, I think.
Who was 24?
Luka had 34.
Oh no, who was 8th? Do you remember who was 8th?
Just off the top of your head.
Well, while you're looking that up, that actually lends into, or it's related to my Jordan Poole take. And this is a funny one. Jordan Poole will shoot above 40% from the field this year.
No way, man. That's too much.
Who's
Jason Tatum was 8th with 26.9 points per game.
Wow. Okay. So do you want to plant your flag on the 8th pick for the first time ever in Way Too Early Hot Takes history? A Way Too Early Hot Take has been born in the middle of the podcast. Would you like to add it to your list?
Who's going to be 8th?
No. Whoever is 8th in points per game averages at least 28 points per game.
Okay, yeah.
You don't seem
don't have to convince me.
It's going to happen for sure.
Okay, cool. Gooey, what's your next one?
Well, considering we're talking about scoring, let me go Zach LaVine to win the scoring title.
Whoa, geez.
Shit.
I think he's just gonna this year, like last year had a terrible year. Like, you know, was hate be on the Bulls, was injured. I think this year he's just going to kind of be like, fuck it, I'm going to score as many points as I want, show the league I've got value again, and try to get himself out of the Bulls, out of Chicago.
Yeah, well, that's going to be my question. Who does he average the most points per game for the like? What team is he on when he averages that? When the season finishes?
Well, I'm sure for him, ideally the Lakers, but I don't think that's
True. But do you reckon he gets traded this year?
No, I think teams will still be too hesitant to trade for him.
Yeah.
You know, because of his injury prone and his, you know, massive contracts. So I think he probably gets traded in the offseason.
Yeah. He looked so good. I don't know what game I saw him early in the season, but he looked so good.
Well, it was the Pelicans game.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, oh, wow, I'm going to see someone go for 40. And he was on 19 at halftime. And then he finished with 26.
Yeah.
So fucking suck exactly me. Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, even though DeRozan's gone, there's still so many... there's still not a lot of shots to go around on the Bulls. Like, Giddey's there, and, like, I don't know, he was playing against Oklahoma, and he was like, all right, cool. I'm, you know, Giddey revenge game. Like, I'm getting to the rim on every possession, and it's like, Kobe White's right there, Zach LaVine's right there. Kobe White feels like he's going to take a bigger role as well. So, I don't know, maybe Kobe White for the scoring title? He's prone for a 30 burger.
I don't mind this one. But when LaVine was hot, it actually just looked so easy for him. Like, I feel like we haven't really seen him over the last few seasons, but I feel like he took a step, you know, from like unhealthy, from the last time he was healthy. It just looks like he was so chill out there.
Yeah.
I don't mind this one, Goo. I like I feel like this is probably the least likely so far. But I like that you've
less likely than 27, 7, and 7.
Yeah, fat fucking chance, mate. Maybe LaVine will be in the coveted top 8 for points per game.
If he makes top 8, but I'll be happy.
So I've got a Bulls related one, and this is Marco and I spoke for about 10 minutes before you joined our call here, Good.
Oh, yeah.
So my take was to do with the Wolves' lack of playmaking and the Wolves
surplus of playmaking,
surplus to requirement of playmaking. I think the Bulls and the Timberwolves will trade at some point this season.
And what will involve Lonzo Ball, or
I have no idea what the particulars of the trade will be, because as of right now, it feels like all of the Wolves players are in the rotation. But none of them, and they have no assets. They have no picks to trade, other than I think a few seconds.
Yeah.
And the Bulls just have so many guys that can bounce and pass. And I just feel like the Wolves are going to be like, we got to get one of those guys. We just need someone to pass the ball to Ant.
Yeah.
Mike Conley's probably only good for 50 games this year, or 70 games playing 22 minutes a game. So he just needs some playmaking. So yeah, I reckon Bulls and Wolves are going to have a trade this year at some point.
Interesting.
Do you think potentially Rob Dillingham would be in that trade? You reckon they'd give up that asset?
I don't reckon, man. They gave up so much to get him, and it's his rookie year. I don't feel like you trade 2 picks for a pick in that draft to then not develop him and not keep him.
Unless you're looking at him as like, oh, he's a young point guard and we can get a less young point guard who can contribute right away.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I do agree. Like, they went to such efforts to get him, it would be weird to give him up.
Yeah, and the coach doesn't,
especially.
The coach doesn't make the trades. The guy that drafted the guy is the one that makes the trades. So yeah, that's what I reckon. But yeah, I don't know who the Bulls get in that, because they're going for draft capital. I would assume they're going to go for draft capital. And the Wolves don't have any.
The Bulls, like, they haven't taken any opportunity over the last 3 seasons to like get anything for their assets.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't get anything for Cruz. I mean, they got Giddey, but like, where does that take your franchise?
Yeah.
You know, they've probably had first rounders on the table in seasons past for Zach LaVine and turned it down. So like, and now no one wants any of their players.
If Lonzo recaptured his form, but like fully recaptured his form, what would you think of like a Lonzo for DiVincenzo trade?
Oh, I feel bad for DiVincenzo.
That's fair.
I think they're way too high on DiVincenzo. I don't think that.
I think
I feel like he was almost like a non-negotiable in their, like they really wanted him in the Knicks trade.
Yeah.
And that's only how they got that deal done. So I don't reckon they'd give up on him unless he has like a terrible shooting slump partway through the year. And
I agree. He's also like Lonzo is a good 3-point shooter, but DiVincenzo's their only volume 3-point shooter now. Like and he was like last year he was taking, he was like averaging heaps of attempts on really good efficiency. So like you're not going to give that up.
Yeah. I also feel like DiVincenzo is like not only like a 3-and-D player, but like a 3-and problem solving player.
Yeah.
Like he was so reliable for the Knicks last year, and it looks like he's bringing that to the Wolves. So yeah, I don't know what the particulars of the trade are, but I just think there's something there.
Yeah.
What you got, Marco?
I got a trade related one. I think the Denver Nuggets will trade Michael Porter Jr. at the deadline, either for like a star, which I don't know who that is, or they're just trying to get 3 good role players. Like they'll just try and get 3 guys who can play basketball better than Russell Westbrook.
Okay. So
because they look fucking awful right now.
Porter to the Bulls.
Oh yeah, I like this.
DiVincenzo to the Nuggets, which is just like, surely DiVincenzo goes to the Nuggets. And then who do the Wolves get? And then
Wolves get
the Wolves.
2 second-round picks.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah, nailed it. Oh, I really like this one. And it seems to be the way the Nuggets are tracking, even though they just fucking gave Aaron Gordon the bag after penny pinching for 2 seasons.
Oh my God.
That seemed really random.
They're really weird with their finances. The Nuggets.
Yeah. Like it's very well known, but I guess, is it thinking that like there actually isn't another Aaron Gordon in the league?
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, there is.
Or they're just like, oh no, we lost all of these good players. Let's just make sure we keep like
our 4 favorite players
left on the roster.
Yeah,
because like obviously like Jokic isn't going anywhere. Like, yeah, I think Jokic will retire before he forces a trade out of Denver. And I think Jamal Murray's probably happy where he is right now. But then apart from Aaron Gordon,
$200 million.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But like apart from Aaron Gordon, like no one on their roster is like that good, really.
Yeah.
Like Michael Porter Jr., I don't know, he's just like he just hasn't gotten any better in like 3 years, and potentially has gotten worse. And then Christian Brown's your 5th best player. Like that's crazy.
True. Where do you reckon MPJ would end up if he did get traded, Goo? I don't know if you heard that. Can you think of any good landing spots for MPJ if he were to get traded this year?
I'm trying to think of who needs shooters, and and I hate that my brain does this, but it just automatically goes like, I'm sure the Lakers would love it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I'm not a Lakers fan, but just whenever there's a trade, they talk about trades. That's the only thing I can think of, because they're always pushing for trades.
They're always involved. And
they always say they want shooters, but never get them.
Yeah.
MPJ in LA as a Laker as well.
It makes so much sense.
Oh, would that not just put the biggest target on their, like an even bigger target on their backs?
It's like Kyle Kuzma too.
Kuz v MPJ 1v1 blacktop back in the fucking day, bro.
How about Brooklyn Nets get another kind of difficult to use NBA player with a bad back, and then the Nuggets get they can just have who they got, Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson, all those guys. Just take their pick. 3 of those Brooklyn guys.
I gotta say, I would love to see Cam Thomas and Michael Porter Jr. on the same team.
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah. How does either of them get the ball from the other one?
They both end up averaging 14 rebounds.
They would have to. That might actually make them competitive.
Yeah, wait. That's a good offense. Ben Simmons, afraid to shoot, and then the 2 guys afraid to pass. Either side of it.
Coach didn't give me the green light. I did. I've got a Lakers related one or a Wemby related one. We've talked about 2 so far. We've got you guys on first.
I have a long stupid Lakers related one, so maybe the Wemby related one we can go back to the Lakers.
Yeah, okay, I've got a Spurs related one too.
All right, we'll do that right after this. Perfect segue. Which is Wemby will. This is the first ever multi-year
The multi-tag.
multi-year take. So we'll come back to this every year. Wemby will win 3 of the next 5 DPOYs, with the first one being this year.
Yeah.
I think that's not hot enough.
Yeah, it's not hard enough.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You guys reckon it's a fucking sure thing he's going to win 3 out of the next 5?
Yes, 100%.
What?
It's still like, it's not a certainty, but it's not like, oh my God, that's crazy.
So what if I said
I think it's almost I think it's almost a certainty.
Yeah.
What if I said 4?
It's a bit hotter, yeah.
It's a little bit hotter, but like honestly, Wemby
Voter fatigue.
he could win the next 12, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like if he wanted to.
He's
Wow, the
he's
first-
favorite. He's favorite in his second season, and his team's bad at defense. Like,
No
He
shit.
came second in his rookie year.
yeah, and his team was bad at defense.
Is this the first ever cancellation of a take? This has just been voided.
But I just think it's inevitable almost.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, it's good. It's good to talk about though.
It'll be it'll go down in the annals as a disallowed opinion.
Is that
Do.
Yeah, Gooey, what's your Spurs one? You better be fucking on.
Wemby to win the next 6 DPOYs. No, it's I had I think Chris Paul is going to average an assist for every 2 minutes he's on the floor.
Oh, that is such a good
Love
take.
that. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, that is so. I want to look at what his assists per minute were last year.
Well, because he barely played like over 20 minutes last season, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like if he plays 20 minutes this year, he's averaging 10 assists. Like
yeah.
I think he has to.
So just for reference, listener, last season, Chris Paul averaged 9. Oh no, that's points. He averaged 7 assists in 26 minutes. So that's 1 assist every 4 minutes.
So he just needs to double that.
Yeah, in his better seasons, in his better assist to minute seasons, he was averaging an assist every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So for frame of reference, he needs to accelerate his assisting by 160%, or whatever it is.
So
Might be a little steep, but
let's do some. Oh, sorry, Goo.
yeah, it might be a little steep. I didn't actually do any background checking on his previous.
No, let's do some more maths on it.
Wait, can I just say my maths is so off?
Yeah.
It's so far away.
Well, so like, let's say by like, I don't know, 11 games in, he's only averaging 20 minutes a game because, I don't know, Stephon Castle can play and shit like that. He still has to average 10 assists a game.
True.
Which, like, I believe it.
Yeah. So
It's hot, for sure.
I think,
He just has to throw it near the ring, and Wemby's going to catch it and put it in.
He's already doing it.
and honestly, I feel like the older Chris Paul gets, I feel like he's looking older more and more, and it looks like there's more thought and there are more parts that go into shooting the ball than there is that go into passing the ball. So I think he'll just, oh no, I'm running out of time. We have 10 minutes on the clock. I think we have, I think Chris Paul will be in more situations where he's in the past has gone for that mid-range pull-up on the pick and roll, and every single one of those will just be a pass to Wemby this year.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it. I'm actually rooting for this one.
Yeah.
I think it would be crazy. You just chuck the ball wherever. It's like the least amount of work he's ever had to do for an assist, I reckon, and he loves getting assists.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
No fucking shit. Marco?
All right. Oh, what to do? I got some good ones here. All right. I'll do Chet Holmgren and Yusuf Nurkic getting a punch on.
Oh, very good. Very good.
all right,
How long the pause was.
set the scene, Marco. Tell us how it's going to happen.
Oh man. Well, like Chet already lippy and got that weird accent thing going on in his first season. Who was it? It was against the Bulls actually. Zach LaVine just like like on a fast break, just like put his shoulder into him, and he went flying back so far.
Yeah.
And like, Zach LaVine, he's a strong guy. He's big for a guard, but like he's 7 inches shorter than Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
And I think he's just gonna get like a bit of a chip on his shoulder about being pushed around. And like Oklahoma is still gonna be really good. Like it wasn't an issue for them in terms of winning games that he wasn't very strong. And Yusuf Nurkic becomes more and more of a cunt every year.
Yeah.
He's such an asshole.
He's senile.
Yeah. And I just reckon, I don't know what, they're going to play each other at least 3 times, potentially 4, potentially 5 if they, make the in-season tournament final, a final against each other. And yeah, I think there'll just be a boiling point because Nurk loves doing that. He just loves being like, I'm gonna hurt this guy like on every possession that I possibly can. Like, sometimes to no effect as well. And yeah, I think Chet will just have enough and just be like, fuck you, and punch him in the side of the head.
Jesus Christ.
I kind of would love to see Chet swing with his Slender Man arms at someone.
Yeah.
I think that would be hilarious.
He just snaps at the elbow immediately as soon as he makes contact.
They do have 4 games against each other this year.
Fuck yeah.
The first one is in 5 days' time.
Let's go.
That could be the earliest, return on investment we've ever had.
I really like this. I really like the way you've built this.
Yeah. No, he plays for the Suns now.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
He looked up the Blazers OKC matchup.
I did.
Well, you did say Blazers in the in-season tournament as well.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Sorry. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. You're right.
Put it in our heads.
I was thinking about Phoenix because also those games are going to be like super competitive, and I don't think any of those Phoenix stars are going to like losing to the Thunder 4 times as well. Like it's going to get in their heads.
All right. So their first game is in about 3 weeks' time.
Okay.
And then they have another game on the 6th of Feb, so keep it free. But I can't seem to find the season series anywhere. Yeah. I actually I really like this take. But what we need to qualify is what's a punch on? Because you know how there's so many scuffles in the NBA where there's love taps, and nothing really happens. Are we saying something swung?
I think Chet swings at him. Whether or not Nurk gets his punch off is another question.
So you reckon there's a swing?
I think, yeah. And I think
so pushing doesn't constitute
nah,
the punch.
I reckon Chet swings at him. And I reckon the second Chet swings at him, like Lou Dort just like sprints in between them and is like, you're about to get the shit kicked out of you.
I'm not worried about the fine or the suspension.
Yeah. And just he's gonna get like Nurk by the collar and just be like, no, don't get near my boy.
Yeah.
Okay. How many games do you reckon he gets if he swings?
Oh, jeez.
Well, Ja got 25.
I reckon 3.
Okay.
What did Isaiah Jackson get? He got like 2 or something.
That was because who
Yeah.
cried to Adam Silver.
So
Isaiah Stewart.
Oh yeah, Isaiah Stewart. Yes. Oh my God.
It's all right, bro. We're both miserably hungover from 2 nights ago. Angus, as the brother of the director of a fight club at a high school,
Yes.
who are your favorite fighters in the NBA?
In the NBA?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's not like fights. There's scuffles and stuff, but favorite fight? I hadn't even thought about it.
Favorite tough guys at least.
Favorite tough guy? Nah, it's all fake tough guys.
Yeah, they're all kind of cringe these days.
Who's the last guy you'd swing on in the NBA?
Well, the last guy I'd swing on retired a long time ago. It'd be Charles Oakley or something.
True. Back when you could...
I still wouldn't fuck with a 60-year-old Charles Oakley over anyone in the league, even though they're all like 7 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, no. What is it? James Johnson. There you go.
Yeah. Nice.
Classic answer.
Because he would kill me.
I wouldn't even be able to tell the tale.
Or honestly, I think maybe Jokic, because his brothers are terrifying.
Yeah.
And I reckon, honestly, if Jokic actually got angry and wanted to hurt someone, he would do it in a way that you would suffer.
Yeah.
Well, he ended Markieff Morris's career. Like, he actually
With a shove.
Yeah.
I think from a different, similar-ish to the way he would do it. I think if you were to swing on Steven Adams, it would be the most he would like talk you down.
Yeah.
And you'd be like so embarrassed afterwards. It wouldn't be like, oh, I swung on James Johnson, then I got the shit kicked out of me. It'd be like, I swung on Steven Adams and it changed my life and I'm actually really ashamed of that moment.
Yeah. No, I think Steven Adams would you'd try punch him. You would break your hand and then he would look at you and be like, you really want to do this, mate?
Yeah.
Really think about what you're doing here.
Yeah. How many more hot takes do we all have? Because do we restart the Zoom?
Yeah, I think we
got to restart the Zoom.
I have so many. I always come way over prepared.
Okay.
All right. Well, should we take a quick break and then we'll get back to one of yours, Angus?
All right.
Cool.
So wait,
Just keep going. You know what I'm saying? He's really been working hard with this.
The NBA moves so quickly these days, it's hard to keep up. Shams and Woj are breaking stories left and right, but the Quick Time Out is right there with them to keep you informed on the latest NBA news. Stop in and let us break it down as it happens. Find the Quick Time Out on the Deep 2 Podcast Network.
You want to talk WNBA? Maybe some WNBL? Australian Opals chat? Heck, even dabble in some EuroLeague? Find the W Basketball Show on the Deep 2 Podcast Network.
So just keep your head up and keep moving forward. Hold W, big dog.
Yeah, they cut off at the funniest time. Fuck, LeBron's coming up to his 1500th career game in 6 games' time.
Oh, you reckon he does it on that game?
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Not bad.
I like that. Who did? Someone really random was playing their 1000th game. No, that's not. Was it?
Oh, what was it? There was what was this? Who was this?
It's not good radio, unfortunately.
It was the most oh my God, I can't believe you've been in the league for that.
Yeah. Who was it?
Fuck now. All right, let's look this up. While I look this up, welcome back, listener. Angus, what's next on your list for way too early hot takes?
I do have one, but a thought just popped into my head about when LeBron's going to get this 27, 7, and 7.
Yeah.
It's going to be the day that KD scores his 30,000 point.
Wow.
I'm into that.
Anyway, all right, I've got one. So mine's for the Suns, and I think for them to be competitive in the West, Booker needs to be the third scorer.
Whoa. What's the thinking there?
Well, I think
Dirk is going to be dropping 32 again.
yeah. And Beal, you can just get fucked.
Yep.
Well, I think, KD's just such a natural scorer. He's going to lead them in scoring. I think Booker's essentially just got to take all the initiative on defense. And because I don't think Beal can do it to the level that Booker can. So he has to allow Booker to score so he can, just score more and, run that end essentially.
Oh, there you go.
I really like that because he just looked like a different player in the Olympics. He just looked like he wasn't caring about getting his shot in that way that, he's been with that franchise through 3 distinct phases now. And in all of them, it's been Booker, he's this sort of scorer, getting little ISO jump shots. But in the Olympics, he just wasn't thinking about it. He was just defend. And then if you have a guy who can create a shot so well, can knock down 3-pointers when you need him to, and is just kind of stepping back and focusing on something else instead. That's that'd be. I don't know. Is that a waste of his talent, though?
Well, I'm not saying he's there's not going to be games where he's not going to take over and score because he's, as much as I'm not a big fan of him, he is, one of the best scorers in the league. Yeah, sure. I just think he's going to, take a step back for the majority of the season and then be the third scorer on their team.
Yeah.
Just, and also taking a different role.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't really need to prove anything as a scorer as well. Yeah. But he needs to prove something.
Yeah.
And I think that if the Suns can get if the Suns can be a 52-win team, which I'm not saying they can be, there'll have to be a lot of sacrifice and Beal playing well. And in that instance, Beal plays well because he's scoring and then he's getting taken care of. So yeah, I get the thinking. You know what I said I liked? You didn't say Booker's going to be a playmaker. You said he's going to be a defender. I really like that part of the take. And also now they got a really good table setter in Tyus Jones.
Yeah.
But I really like it. I really like the take. But I think it's more like best case scenario rather than what's actually going to happen.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's just the way I see their team gelling and working.
Yeah, true.
Because they want to win. I mean, KD's old and they've been to the finals before.
Been to the finals, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
God, also before when you said KD's such a natural scorer, he so is. He was built. He
Comes naturally.
He was born. He more than any other player I've ever seen. It's like you're supposed to hit a mid-range jump shot.
Yeah.
You could have not prepared to be in the NBA, and you could have been 18 or 19, and a team should have drafted you, and you just would have been able to do this. He's been a fucking joy to watch. What do you got on your scroll there, Marco?
Me, I reckon that Zach Edey would lead the league in fouls per game, but he won't qualify because he'll be out of the rotation by January.
But can we say Zach Edey will lead the league in fouls per 36?
Yeah, let's go for.
Can we also say he'll lead the league in fouls per 35?
So that's just going to be 6, right?
Yeah.
Oh, per 36, it'll be like 8.
You know, like Embiid didn't qualify for the scoring trophy because the scoring. What do you call it? Trophy
Title.
Because he only played 39 games last season. It'll be the same with Zach Edey. He'll average like 4.5 fouls per game, but he'll only play, I don't know.
So you're not buying the hype on Zach Edey?
He looks bad. He looked good in preseason as well, and everyone was like, "Fuck you, man! This guy could be rookie of the year. Grizz could just like have found their perfect center." He doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
The second he's in an NBA game, it's like, what do you do? And also he has just fucking committed the stupidest fouls, and because of his size and stature, like just gets fouls called on him. Just so quickly. Like I think today, let me get his lineup today. But like he had 5 fouls in less than 15 minutes. Like, and like I know it's a rookie and he's gonna, like he'll improve, blah 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 blah. But like, do they have time? Do Memphis have time for like this lumbering center to come into the NBA?
I think Zach Edey can be a good player, but I think it will take time. I think he maxes out as like a last season Brook Lopez, as in like, post defensive prime, but still, still good enough.
Right.
Like if you were to
knock down 3-point shooter.
Yeah. If you were to throw Zach Edey out there as like a relief backup center, you'd be like, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But I think that's years away.
Today he had, oh my God, he hit a 3 today. He had 7 points, 1 rebound, 4 fouls in 13 minutes, and he was minus 12 in a 13-point win.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Awesome. Yeah, and also this is like the springiest he'll ever be.
Yeah. Yeah, and Santi Aldama is playing out of his skin. Like,
bro. He was he was sick at the Olympics.
Yeah, like annoyingly sick.
Yeah. Because he played for Spain.
Yeah.
Have you copped any Edey Grizz minutes yet, Goo?
No, I haven't. The games are on at weird times for me over here,
true.
which is annoying. Like back home, they were perfect. I'd get home from work and they'd all just be sort of like lined up. But now they like all start at midnight over here, and so I wake up and just check the stats so far.
Nice. What do you have next on your parchment, Goo?
Okay, well, I think I've gone with a couple of serious ones recently, so I'm going to go for some of my funner ones. I think Adam Silver at some point in the year is going to take pity on the Detroit Pistons and allow them to play with 6 players on the court at all times.
You know what? I reckon there'll be an NBA meme about this. I reckon they'll be like, the Pistons are so bad, like a sideline. whatever the fucking satirical NBA one is. There's one that's really popular, but I reckon
Stentel or whatever.
yeah, something like that. I reckon one of them will actually post something like that. And I reckon if that happens, you get the point.
What was that thing on their Reddit a few years ago? It's like, like
disaster draft.
Yeah. Like if all of our players died, we get to have a disaster draft and pick an entirely new squad.
Have you seen that, Goo?
I haven't, but that sounds hilarious.
There's like a stipulation in the NBA rules that if 5 of a team's players die, like an expansion draft sort of thing happens, where the other teams get to protect, whatever, 10 or 11 of their roster players. And then, the team who, suffers that terrible tragedy gets to draft from the rest of the players.
Yeah, and this guy's like, could we kill 5 of our players and trigger a disaster draft?
Yeah.
Truly
grim.
Truly grim stuff.
I just think that they're not good, and they had 6 players on the court the other day, and surely Adam Silver's going to be like, we got to let him do it just
for one game, see what happens.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
No, for the rest of the season.
For the rest of the season, you reckon?
Yeah, I think it's fully going to be a new rule that the Detroit Pistons are allowed 6 players on a basketball court, but just to give them some kind of fighting chance. Yeah, I suppose, adding another Piston to the court is not necessarily a positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yes.
Adam Silver allows 6 Pistons on the court, and then LeBron gets 27, 7 and 7. Well, speaking of the Lakers, my last one is JJ Redick will be considered a good coach by... I've called them NBA nerds by season's end.
It's already happening.
No, but not on First Take, like Nate Duncan and Thinking Basketball and whoever else you want to throw into that boat.
Sure.
Like, NBA diehards will be like, oh, he's actually a good coach.
Yeah.
So far, the offense, and I think this is a Darvin Ham issue, but the offense is like flowing like all the other teams' offenses. But that's really good when you have LeBron and AD. And AD's had 2 like monster games to start the season, and it hasn't even looked like he's been trying. He's honestly plays way too nonchalant for a player that could take his team to like the conference finals every single year. But even playing like that, he's just dominated the first 2 games of the season. And this was the theory when you brought in AD, was like, oh, you let LeBron coast, AD leads the team. And it's like, oh, wait, but what if we actually do that? And that's what it looks like through, and it is a small sample size. But the team just looks like they just look more confident than they did last 2 seasons.
Definitely.
Like they've been saying that for like 4 years, that this is finally going to be the year that AD leads the team. And but it looks like they're doing it so far.
Everyone was right.
Well, one of my sillier takes was an extended extended Lakers take, which was Austin Reeves makes an all-star team. LeBron is top 3 in MVP voting. Dalton Connect breaks Keegan Murray's rookie 3-point shooting record. And JJ wins Coach of the Year, regardless of how they go beyond like the All-Star break.
Okay.
like he's just shored up the media votes by then already.
Yeah.
I just like they're playing really well, but there's just so much hype around them.
Yeah.
It's just like it's gonna play into, it's just gonna become this kind of endless cycle of like, oh yeah, the Lakers are good and JJ's a genius. Yeah.
Yeah. So first game of the season, the first Celtics game of the season. When you watch the Celtics and it's just not fun.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be like the Lakers are hot and then they play the Celtics and it's going to be not fun, but it's going to be so fun to watch.
Yeah, right.
Like all this good press about the Lakers and then the Celtics just dominate them by like 30 to 40 points and they just don't take their foot off their neck.
Just hit 43s or something.
Break the record twice in one game. What else do you got there?
So that's a lot of Lakers hype.
Yeah. Anyone got a Bronny take?
I do.
Do you want to go with that one?
I think I have 3.
Wait, I just
and also a JJ Redick one. We're talking about the Lakers so much.
Can I do my Bronny one I just thought of?
Yeah.
Bronny will have an Instagram post that is one of the 10 most liked Instagram posts of all time.
Yeah, like his first assist to LeBron, or LeBron's first assist to him, or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my one. What's yours?
yeah, I might
It's a picture of an egg.
What do you got? 1 or 3?
Oh, well, I might just quick fire all my Bronny
Yeah, go
because
on.
I had another JJ one. But my JJ one was a preseason take, which so far it's not looking like it because I was thinking that the Lakers were going to start the season slow. JJ was going to unretire and start himself as the starting 2 guy. And then, all right, so Bronny, I've got, is going to end his career with more rings than LeBron.
That's such a good one.
I've got Bronny to receive at least 1 vote for Rookie of the Year. I think all he has to do is show up to a game and a media member's like, who's, pretty good? This Bronny James kid.
Are we saying number 1 in Rookie of the Year, or is it like a 5th
No,
place?
he will receive a vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've got the Lakers to retire both LeBron and Bronny's jerseys.
Wow.
Retires 6, 9, and 23 all.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the rafters with like Bryant, Johnson, James Jr. Fucking insane. I like the goal for all of them. I actually really like that Bronny will receive a Rookie of the Year vote.
Fully.
Because fuck man, what if he does?
Yeah.
And then, what's crazy? That is a hot take. That is hot. I can admit that is hotter than my Wemby one.
Yeah.
Which, albeit, wasn't that hot.
I feel like if he does, though, LeBron's just going to be like, see, I told you he was special. I'm like, no, you just bullied everyone into giving him a vote.
Yeah, that's right. One media member will be like, all right, I get a lot of access to the James family as it is. Like, I better keep him happy.
I love that. Good Bronny takes, Q.
Lucas, you got any more?
I'm out.
You're out.
I'm out.
All right, okay. I think I got one more good one. Kawhi Leonard comes back for a few games from injury, and then the Intuit Dome, how they have that thing, the wall, which is big circle of screens. One of the screens of that falls off mid-game and tears his Achilles.
Holy shit! I love the details some of yours go to. That would be fucking insane. What if
I can
one of the
100% see that happening.
What if I reckon if one of the TVs falls off in the Intuit Dome, we got to pay that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And it's like, fuck, they spent so much money on this stadium and it's all falling apart.
Yeah.
Just like the franchise.
Oh, very good. Oh my God. Basketball Forever would make the most annoying post.
Yeah.
Like a day after everyone else made it.
Aren't you guys on their podcast network?
No. Go on. How many you got left, you?
I've got a few. I can just quick fire the.
Let's do the one you want to do most, and then we'll rapid fire the rest.
Okay, sounds good. All right. My last sort of serious one. I think Isaiah Hartenstein's going to have a 5x5 game.
Oh,
I know
fuck yeah, bro! I
did a 5x5 last year, but yeah, I was just.
Nice.
I think he is.
Yeah.
It's just so versatile.
I love that. And yeah, there's all this stuff that like they're going to run the offense through him when Shea sits because like no one else can really do it. And yeah, he's such a good passer.
Yeah. I love that we have an iHeart one. That's really good.
Yeah.
God, dude, that might be the best one.
Yeah, that's really good.
That was a really good one to end the serious ones on.
Yeah, finish hot.
Man, he it's so good when like a toolsy player is in good situations because at the Knicks, he just, again, like another problem solving player you put next to all those players. And then at OKC, you just need a guy that's not going to be a fucking idiot. And he's that. But on top of that, he's also really good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any iHeart Thunder minutes just yet.
Well, he hasn't played yet.
Yeah, well, that's why I haven't seen it.
He played in preseason, but yeah, not in the actual season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't. He hasn't cracked the rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one. Oh, I'm ruooting for that one for sure.
Yeah. Nice.
Did you have any left, or did you say?
No, that's it for me.
All right. Do you want to rapid fire the rest of yours, Goo?
I think I actually don't. I thought I had more than I did, but my last two, I had James Harden to average a triple double if Kawhi misses more than half the season.
God.
Okay, a few stipulations in that one. I reckon.
There's a lot of caveats.
Yeah.
And I had Derek Lively to make an all-star team.
That is a great one to end on.
And I'm not going to dive into it whatsoever.
Yeah. No analysis needed. It's dry.
I reckon James Harden to average a triple-double per 40 minutes. I reckon that could happen.
Per 40.
Yeah, which is, pretty favorable.
Yeah.
If there are a few triple-double averages, you would per 40. And Derek Lively to make the all-star. Make an all-star team. How many front court players need to get injured before the all-star weekend?
Firstly, Daniel Gafford. Then half of the starting centers in the West. Yeah.
No shit. Fuck, that's so funny. Go into that one. What made you think that one?
I picked it in the preseason and it stayed on the list. That's basically all I've got.
Did anything get taken off the list?
No.
I was like, talk us through your process actually. Like, do you come up with 50 takes and you kind of prune them down a bit before the season starts?
No, I just this year I was coming into it, I actually didn't think I was going to have that many, and I was panicking because I usually like to have a lot.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the list yesterday, I'm like, I have fucking loads. And they all come together once the season starts.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Oh man, I'm excited. This had a good blend of first night stat line, rapid fire at the end. I'm excited to listen back to this one. Some of those are really good as well. I really like the Isaiah Hartenstein.
That one's sticking with me.
Yeah. I think that's going to be my favorite for the episode. Gooey, thank you for joining us. Thanks for bringing us at 8:40 a.m. on a Sunday.
Top of the morning, as they say in your culture.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm off to have tea and scones over here, but thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure as always.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Lucas.
Thank you. Appreciated.
That's how I know it's your birthday every year. I come on the podcast.
So true, man. So true.
Listening back to last year, the episode started with a happy birthday.
You can set your watch to it.
Have you gone to a Wetherspoons yet, Angus?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, no shit. Are you used to the accent now?
Yes, although the people I see are mainly Australians.
No shit.
A couple of my workmates are, proper English, lads.
Yeah, nice.
Which is, interesting.
Have you been to a soccer game?
No, but I live right around the corner from Arsenal Stadium. So
really? No shit.
Fucking oath.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try and go?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Because Jasper's a Gunners fan. So
Does he have a season ticket, or he was saying he just got heaps of free tickets last season or something?
What? How?
Well, just because so many North Londoners have season tickets and can't go every week.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, because it's 19 games,
It's not that many.
Yeah, but it's over a long period of time. That's 19 games over 36 weeks or whatever.
True. You might be on holiday.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Or you might have to go back to the gaff or
nice.
See a man about a horse or something.
Yeah, all of these things.
Yeah, bruv.
Alrighty. I feel like that's a good place to end it. I hope everyone deals with their hangover in whatever way they do.
Yeah, you included, Goo.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to bed. Back to bed for sure.
All right. Thanks, Goo. We'll speak to you next year.
Yeah, see you next year.
See ya.
Bye.